Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Danielle, for those of you who may be new. And on this channel, we start our lives. So my channel is called A Lifestyle with Danielle. So today it was requested, but I also kind of planned on doing it anyway. I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of an update for those of you who care. I'm officially 1 month post-op. As of like 2 days ago. I kind of want to make this video, give you a little bit of an update about where I am 1 month later after VSG, and I also want to kind of give a little list of VSG must-haves. I saw like way more than I thought of you guys had already had the surgery or were really heavily considering it, and so my openness about me choosing to get the surgery kind of brought some of you all out, and I totally appreciate you. And so I do want to give you all a bit of an update and let you know what's going on. For the most part, everything is going pretty good. It's been 1 month. I've lost about 26 pounds in a month, so that's pretty on par, I guess. I had a couple appointments with my nutritionist. I'm not in any much pain really at all. There is like a pain I have on my side that is like, it's not even where my stomach is, so I'm not sure what that's about, but I'm pretty sure it's surgery related, maybe because the largest incision was on the lower part of my right side, which is where they pull the specimen out, where they pull the part of the stomach they cut out of. So that is like, I was like trying to kill a fly that was like on my ceiling, and I like jumped up with the fly swatter, and I was like, oh my god, it felt like my insides were ripping. So I will never do that again. But again, it was like on my right side, and it wasn't like where my stomach is, so I don't know what that's about, but obviously I was doing too much. So that hurts like every now and then, but it's not anything that's unbearable or often really. And other than that, everything has been pretty smooth. Being that it's so freaking hot outside, if I do too much, I just went back into the office this week, so I've been home pretty much I've been home for a month. And so of course I was getting bored, especially when I wasn't working from home. I was just recuperating, and so after like a few days I was like already up and out. Like I was released from the hospital on a Friday. By like Tuesday, I was already like out shopping, and like when I stay out too long, especially in the heat, I get exhausted, and it's a different kind of exhausted. It's like it doesn't matter what else is on my to-do list, I'm cutting it all off and I'm going home. So that's pretty much the only thing, and I did notice that more so when it started to get like 80 and 90 degrees outside. So other than that, it's pretty good. So I just have to make sure, you know, I have to remember that I did just get surgery. It's only been a few weeks, so I need to kind of chill out. Luckily now I am on the soft food stage, and pretty much everything I eat has been doing pretty well. Eggs is like I got one of those like dash things to make like the egg bites, because I love those from Starbucks, but it kind of hurt my stomach. That was during, I think, the beginning of the puree stage, and so I think I added like too much cheese or something in there, so because I ate a fried egg later and it didn't really hurt, so I don't think it's eggs itself. I think I added too much cheese, and you're not really supposed to have melted cheese. And because I had to eat so slowly, it got cold, and so this cheese was no longer soft like it was. So I think that's really why it hurt. So I love those, so I will go back to I will try that again. But anyway, so that's pretty much what's been going on. I'm back at work. I'm doing pretty well. I lost about I lost about 26 pounds, and so that's pretty much, I think everything is going pretty good. Sometimes I feel like I'm eating more or like I'm overeating, but I think that's like a kind of that dieter's mindset that I'm trying to work through. So that being said, let's jump into the number one thing that you should have post-op, especially as you start to get to the soft food stage and the regular food stage. So I have about one more week. Today is Tuesday. Oh, so it's a week from today. So today makes the full week that I've been on soft foods, and then next Tuesday I can go to regular foods and start introducing more textured foods into my system. So, but that's a different video. So the number one thing that I was like avoiding at first, but really realized I had to get, was a food scale. Like, you absolutely need a food scale. I'll list all of the products because I got this from Amazon and it was only like 13 bucks or something like that. So the number one reason why you need a food scale, in my opinion, is to see how much you're eating. I thought I was eating more than what I was eating until I started measuring how much I was eating, and I was like, no, like 2 to 4 ounces is how much VSG patients, according to my doctors, is how much I should be aiming for. 2 to 4 ounces, right? So I decided to get my I just thought I was eating like I was attempting to eat yogurt and different things, but I wasn't measuring it because I don't like any of that excess stuff. I don't like counting calories. I don't like measuring stuff. I don't like having to do too much. So I was avoiding this, but I couldn't avoid it for very long. The second thing that is a must-have are little ramekin dishes. Now this ramekin dish, I think I got these from Ross. Target sells these for like a few bucks, but I got these a 5-pack for $5.49. I think they were like on clearance, but the regular price was probably like $5.99. So I got these from, these ramekins are very important because they are dishwasher safe, microwave safe, and oven safe. And so all you have to do is just put this on top of the scale, clear the scale, and then put in your food. It was there that I realized I was not eating as much as I thought I was. So now I can pretty much, this is about 5 ounces, I believe. I think this is like 5 or 6 ounces. But I'll get into that a little bit later. But so yeah, this is a must have because it's small. You're able to kind of control. You can't fit but so much in here, and you're able to control how much you eat. And so at first, when I was in pureed foods, and I made like a spinach dip type thing, a spinach and crab dip, and I did like 2 spoonfuls. I would get so full so quickly, and I didn't realize how much an ounce really was. And so I was probably eating like an ounce, maybe an ounce and a half during that. And so by using this, I'm able to get about 4 ounces in this, depending on what I eat with it. And so I was mainly eating like taco meat with sour cream and some like cheese on top and taco sauce. And so I would, depending on, sometimes I can eat a little bit more, closer to 4 ounces. It might take like 45 minutes to do, but sometimes I can eat a little more. Sometimes I can eat a little faster than anticipated, but I try not to do that because I can get overly full. Thankfully I haven't thrown up or anything like that, but it does get comfortable, and I have to like kind of make sure I sit up and like stretch out my stomach to give it room. So no leaning forward and bad posture when eating. And so I got these. This is a little bit smaller than the ramekin. I'm looking in the viewfinder, but this is a little bit smaller than the ramekin, and this was really helpful at first, or when I'm not that hungry but I'm trying to force myself to eat something. And so this is microwave and dishwasher safe, so I don't believe you can put these in the oven. So this is for something quick. And so these I got in a 5-pack as well, and it was $5.99, and I got these from Home Goods. So you can find these pretty much anywhere, but they are absolute must-haves for not only just portion control, because you really can't overeat but so much, but just so you know, and when it's full, you kind of feel accomplished. You kind of feel like you're eating a little bit more, even though it's not like a ginormous, this is like my normal size bowl. Which leads me to the third thing, which is chopsticks. Now, I've always had a collection of chopsticks. Asian cuisine is my favorite cuisine. I mean, Vietnamese, Chinese. I'm really into Korean right now. Like, I love Asian food, and so this is like a must-have. It helps you, especially if you're not, I taught myself how to use chopsticks when I was little, and so I've been using chopsticks ever since, and I have like collections of my own chopsticks and stuff. But especially if you want to learn how to use chopsticks, or if you want to slow yourself down. I mean, at this point I can eat really fast using chopsticks, but sometimes it does kind of help me slow down, because picking up food with sticks and picking up food with a fork or a spoon is still different, no matter how, you know, how deep into Asian culture you are and how you've been using these things since you were a baby. It's still going to be easier to scoop up a whole lot more food in a spoon than it is with chopsticks. So this will kind of slow you down. My absolute favorite food of all time is hibachi, like stir fry. I love it. So salmon was my first, because flaky fish you can eat on, which I ate tuna and crab in the puree stage. I just chopped it up really well. But I'll talk about foods later if anybody care or is interested. That was number 4. Number 5, I don't even know. I lost count. I don't know, whatever, however many it is. But the next are, I got these little tea, coffee, stir spoons from Amazon, and they're super small. They're super small. So they're like really small. So you're able to, this was so helpful, especially when I started playing with like yogurt and things like that. And I would just, you know, you don't even have to fill this up, especially if you're scary like me. And I was like literally like nibbling just a little bit. So these little spoons really help. And I grew up using real utensils. We didn't use plastic utensils in my household, so I'm not necessarily with the plastic utensils. I'll use them if I get them from somewhere, or for sanitary reasons. But as far as my house, I use real utensils. So I was so, Amazon has everything. So I was glad that I found these on Amazon, because they're metal. They're just long and skinny and small, so that you're able to, you can eat less, because you want to make sure your stomach can handle, and you don't want to crowd food into your pouch. Arguably, this is the number 1 most important thing, and you will see this in my lives, or if I'm on other people's lives or whatever, is a 32-ounce bottle. For me, now you can get the hydro jugs or whatever that's like a gallon or 64 ounces, but for me, this is a Hydro Peak. And I believe they sell these on Amazon, but I got mine from Marshall's. And Marshall's, TJ Maxx, Home Goods, those are my favorite stores. And they all have these. It's $12.99. But they also have them on Amazon. They're a little bit more expensive. I think like $14.99 or $16.99 on Amazon. But they do have these. And the reason why I like the 32 ounces is because it's less intimidating. Personally, I love water, and I'm so happy that I can kind of still guzzle water now a little bit. Like, I love plain water. I don't like flavored water. I don't like infused waters really. I like sparkling water, but no carbonated drinks. So I love water. This thing keeps my water cold. I think it says for 24 hours, and it's legit. Like, I can fill this up, and then the next morning it's not as cold as it was before, but it still is not room temperature. So this Hydro Peak thing is really cheap. They have larger ones. They have ones that's 64 ounces, and they have ones with straws and stuff. But This is really helpful, and I know that all I have to do is drink 2 of these and I've met my 64 ounces of water, which is very difficult at the beginning, but it's not. I have days where I drink over 64 ounces, and I just love water, but sometimes you just have things to do. Like, you don't have like time to sit around and think about drinking or eating or whatever. I have one of those giant gallon jugs, but it's just too much. It's visually overwhelming. And so the 32 ounce one is a lot smaller. I know all I have to do is fill it up twice and drink it. The next thing is a pill organizer. And so this one I got from Amazon. It was 10 bucks. And I'm actually gonna send this back and get another one, because y'all know, if you're familiar, you know the bariatric chews and stuff and the chewables are huge, and so they don't fit in these little things. Even though this thing was very ideal, I'll list it down below in case your stuff is a little bit different than mine. I'll list everything down below that I can find in the description box, but it's pretty much it. It just pretty much has the daily Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday pills, and it has the day and night, so you can take it out, and it's not that big. Like, this is my cell phone, and it's not that big, so which is why I liked it, but it just doesn't hold enough for me. So I have to take 3 bariatric soft chews, calcium soft chews, and then 2 multivitamins with iron, and it just doesn't hold them big. Now, if you have regular size capsules, you'll do good. It has the day, the morning, and the evening one. So this is really good, but I am trying to find the perfect one. I have another one in my Amazon cart that I have to order when this video is over, and I'm gonna take this one back. Every day, on days that I go to work, I can just pop this out in the morning or at night. If I'm being proactive and responsible, throw it in my purse if I'm going somewhere. And so, like, this weekend I'm flying to New York. It'll be my first flight in this year. But after surgery too, they said 2 weeks, don't fly within 2 weeks, but it's also a flight to New York, which, if you're, if you ever flown from, Raleigh to New York City to Queens, I've always fly in LaGuardia. So if you ever took that flight, by the time you get to cruising altitude, you're descending again. It's literally like a 30-minute in-air flight. So it's pretty quick. I'm not worried about that. I can stay in traffic at home for 30 minutes. So I'm not really worried about that necessarily. And I really want to go see my family. So I'll take Friday, Saturday, and Sunday just to be safe. Throw those in my carry-on and be about my way. And so that's why something like this is very, very handy. And I'll also link the one that I'm thinking about getting that's in my Amazon cart. But the last thing, either a body pillow or a high quality body pillow or a maternity pillow, is huge. I get such good sleep at night with this thing, but this is a must-have. This is a must-have. And I say this maternity, they have them in all different prices. I think this one was like 30 bucks or something, but they have them, and this was an investment, like, for me. Because I'm cheap, but it was necessary, and this is why. If you're like me, I'm a side/stomach sleeper. There's no sleeping on your stomach after surgery. I'm just now able to maybe lay on my stomach for like 2 minutes, but I am a side sleeper. I do not like sleeping on my back. Oops, I'm knocking stuff down. I just feel exposed when I sleep on my back. Like, I feel like when I sleep on my back, I'm more likely to have like sleep paralysis or something. I also have a bad habit of sleeping on my hands. Nobody asks or cares about this information, but I have a bad habit of sleeping on my hands, sleeping like with my hands close to my heart. The problem is I forget when if I'm getting comfortable at night, I forget to remove my hands, so I wake up at like 2 a.m. and I can't feel my arms and I can't feel my hands from laying on them for hours. So I like sleeping on my stomach or on my side. The problem is, after VSG, you can't do that. Like, I attempted to sleep on my side slightly when I was in the hospital, but it didn't really work. So it didn't work well, because all of that moving and adjusting, honestly, one time it made me throw up, like moving my stomach. The doctors swear that's not what it was, but that's what it was. That and anesthesia. So like I wasn't trying to like do too much twisting. And I'm not a wild sleeper, but I sleep in weird positions. So I kind of like sleeping in, I forgot the yoga position, but it's the one where you bring your leg up and across your chest and then you turn. It's like the spinal twist one. I sleep like that sometimes. I cannot do that now. Like luckily after about 2 weeks, I could sleep on my side finally. But the reason why the pillow helps is because at first your stomach does feel a little weird. It's not really painful, but it feels like it needs support. And so I kind of prop this up near my stomach like this to kind of hold my stomach in place, and then and it's kind of under me, and also it's like cupping my stomach a little bit, so it's supporting it, but it's also soft, so I'm able to sleep on my side. Because with my stomach just like kind of hanging to the side, it got really uncomfortable and would actually make me nauseous at first. So, but now I still use this every night, and it's still very helpful for that kind of support, since I'm a side sleeper, because that was really hard for like the first 5 or so days when I couldn't sleep on my side, when it would like physically hurt after like 1 second of turning to my side, especially when I would forget that I just had surgery. So yeah, that's pretty much everything that as of now that is an absolute must-have in my opinion after VSG. So I hope this video helped you in some kind of way. Those of you who may be interested in this surgery and a little bit nervous, just, you know, make your decision for yourself and know that it's plenty of information out here to help guide you and motivate you and strengthen you as you prepare or even discuss with yourself if you want to make this journey your journey. So I want to thank you all so much for tuning into this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you're feeling really funky, you can hit the notification bell so that you know anytime and every time I upload a new video. I love you all so much, and I'll see you in the next video.